What if the one constant in your lifetime itself is actually an illusion? I mean, what if the past, present, and future aren't fixed points at all, but they emerge from something much more, well, intricate and surprising? Today, we're challenging that really fundamental assumption about reality. We're diving into Carlo Rovelli's amazing book, The Order of Time. It's internationally acclaimed for a reason. It's not just dry science. It's this beautiful blend of physics, philosophy, and honestly, some quite poetic writing, all trying to unravel what time really is. And for this exploration, you're experiencing a unique two-voice AI conversation powered by Google's NotebookLM. The idea is to give you a deeper, more dynamic analysis of the book's really profound insights. Our mission here is simple: to quickly get you the essential nuggets of knowledge, those aha moments from this complex, but let's be honest, fascinating book. And just a quick note for even more AI book analysis that can spark reflection and rational thought, check out our Mindful Moments over on our YouTube channel after this. Okay, let's jump right in. Rovelli's core idea. It's pretty bold.
He argues that time, as we usually think about it, universal, flowing, linear, the backdrop for everything he said, it's basically an illusion.
Exactly. It's not fundamental. It's not baked into the fabric of the universe from the start. Instead, he argues it emerges. It rises from the relationships between events, and this is crucial, from our human perception.
That directly challenges our everyday intuition, doesn't it? The feeling of time passing.
It absolutely does, and he builds this case very carefully, starting with what we already know from science, like Einstein's relativity. Relativity showed us time isn't universal. It actually moves at different speeds depending on gravity and how fast you're moving.
Right, like the classic example of clocks on a mountain versus at sea level, or on a fast spaceship.
Precisely. And this isn't just a thought experiment anymore. We have atomic clocks that are sensitive enough to measure these tiny differences. It's real. So time becomes relative. It depends completely on the observer's frame of reference, basically, where you are and how you're moving.
And hearing that for the first time, it can be really disorienting. It feels like losing a fundamental anchor to reality.
It can, but that's one of Rovelli's strengths, I think. He takes these ideas that seem completely counterintuitive and makes them accessible. He really invites you, the reader, to question these deep-seated assumptions about something as basic as time.
Okay, so if time isn't this universal river flowing everywhere, what does Rovelli say the universe is made of at its most basic level?
This is where he takes us deeper, down to the quantum level. And it gets even more, mind-bending. Rovelli argues that fundamentally, the universe isn't made of things like particles or objects just sitting there. Instead, he says it's composed of events, processes, happenings.
Events, not things. So like a wave crashing isn't a thing, it's an event. A tree growing is a series of events.
Exactly. He has that great quote, "The world is not a collection of things, it is a collection of events." It's about dynamism, about process being fundamental. And time, in this picture, emerges from the intricate web of relationships between all these events.
Okay, connecting that to the quantum world, how does quantum gravity research fit in? Does time just disappear down there?
Well, insights from quantum gravity, which is trying to merge Einstein's gravity with quantum mechanics, a huge challenge, suggests that yes, at the very deepest, smallest scales of reality, time might not exist in the way we know it. It could be granular, like made of tiny, discrete ticks, or perhaps the whole concept of a smooth flowing time just dissolves entirely.
Wow. So the direction, the unity of time, it all starts to break down.
That's the implication. Our sense of a single forward-moving time might be an approximation that works at our scale but isn't fundamental. Rovelli uses these wonderful metaphors to help us grasp this. He compares understanding time to like holding a snowflake.
No, I remember the part.
Yeah, he says it's like holding a snowflake in your hands. Gradually, as you study it, it melts between your fingers and vanishes.
That really captures the feeling. The closer you look, the more elusive it becomes.
It does. It evokes that sense of wonder, but also the difficulty of pinning time down.
And it helps that Rovelli isn't just speculating wildly. He's a leading theoretical physicist in this exact field, quantum gravity.
Absolutely. His scientific credibility is rock solid. But what makes the book special is how he combines that rigor with this philosophical openness and this poetic way of explaining things. He draws you into the mystery.
So he breaks down our common sense view of time piece by piece. But he doesn't just leave us there in a timeless void, right? He then tries to build back up, explaining our experience of time.
Exactly right. He dismantles, but then he reconstructs. This is where we get to his more positive theories about where our feeling of time comes from. He explains that the arrow of time, the fact that we remember the past and not the future, that things seem to flow in one direction, is largely a consequence of entropy.
Entropy. The tendency for things to become more disordered, like an egg breaking but never unbreaking.
Precisely. The universe overall tends towards states of higher disorder or randomness. Think of heat spreading out, structures crumbling. Rovelli argues that this irreversible increase in entropy, observed from our limited macroscopic perspective, is what gives time its apparent directionality. It's not inherent to the fundamental laws, but emerges from this statistical tendency.
So our arrow of time is kind of a statistical effect tied to the fact that the universe started in a more ordered state.
That's a key part of the argument, yes. It's linked to the specific conditions of our universe and our particular way of interacting with it, blurring details and seeing the overall trend.
Okay, that's fascinating. And what about our subjective feeling of time? Memory, anticipation, the sense of now.
That's the other crucial piece. He argues that our conscious experience of time memory, allowing us to access the past, anticipation projecting us into the future, the narrative we create is fundamentally a construction of our minds, our consciousness. It's shaped by our brain's processes, by the way we process information, by the limitations of what we can actually observe and know about the world at any given moment.
So he's bringing together physics and neuroscience almost, reconstructing time from both physical processes like entropy and psychological ones.
In a way, yes. He shows how these layers build up to create the rich experience of time we all have, and he's very good at anticipating where you might get confused. He uses really clear analogies and thought experiments throughout the book to make these abstract ideas much more concrete. It makes it compelling even if you don't have a physics background.
It sounds like the message isn't really that time is gone, but that our understanding of it needs to be much richer, more nuanced. Embracing the uncertainty is part of it.
Absolutely. He wants you to see that realizing time is emergent and perspectival isn't a loss, it's actually a gain. It gives you a deeper appreciation for reality, for the interconnectedness of events, and for our own place within that dynamic web. It's a new framework for thinking about existence itself.
It certainly makes you think differently about, well, everything, every moment.
It really does. That sense of now becomes much more complex, much more rooted in our specific interaction with the universe.
So the order of time doesn't just challenge physics, it challenges our whole experience of being. Thinking of what it means for your daily life. If that linear universal clock isn't ticking away objectively, if reality is this dance of events, it really does offer a richer perspective, doesn't it?
A much richer, more nuanced one.
If you want to keep exploring these kinds of ideas, remember Mindful Moments and our other podcasts are over on our YouTube channel. They offer more AI book analysis to hopefully inspire deeper reflection and rational thought. And if you found this exploration valuable, we'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to our YouTube channel. Maybe share this with someone else who loves to grapple with big ideas. And definitely consider picking up Carlo Rovelli's The Order of Time. There's a link in the description if you'd like to purchase it and dive in yourself. But most importantly, keep thinking critically. Keep questioning the world around you.